All right, we should be. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? DFS five pack here, ready to talk a little night baseball. We got ourselves a double slate because it's a Wednesday. We got NBA playoffs tonight, but we're here to talk night baseball and go through some of our favorite plays for the day.
Yeah, excited to get after it. Unfortunately, the weather might be an issue tonight, but such is the case for everyone.
This is true. Check back later. We are not weathermen. All we can do is read what weathermen tell us. So check with your favorite DFS weather person, whoever that might be. Weekly, monthly memberships available at the website below. And weekly and monthly both get access to both NBA and MLB. Hit the thumbs up if you could, and let's move into today's pitchers. So as Bellman already told you guys, weather could potentially be a concern with some of the cheaper pitchers we like. So we're going to stick to Tyler Glass now, who weather concerns shouldn't be a thing as he's pitching in a dome. Last time I checked, a dome kind of trumps rain and snow and all sorts of things like that. What we like about Glasnow, one, he's just an elite upside pitcher as far as the strikeouts go. But we also like good pitchers coming off bad starts. He's coming off one of the worst starts he's had. He's affordable by his standards at 10-5. The mid-tier pitching options today are awful. And if the weather does not work out with the cheaper guys, then he becomes an even higher priority.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, listen, there's really four guys we think are in play from a pitching perspective. If you want to know who those four are, sign up to be a member. And with weather issues potentially knocking out two of those guys, Glass now looks like the best of the bunch at 10-5 at home. Not the greatest matchup in the world against the Royals, but we're not scared of the Royals. So Glass now looks like the top dog in all formats. We like him in a bounce back start. A lot to like about him in this spot.
All right, let's move over to bats, and let's talk about one of your Cleveland Indians, Eddie Rosario, is a cash lock today. So he's projected as the highest owned hitter on the slate as of right now. Don't know if that'll come to fruition, but he'll feel pretty confident he'll get some love today. He's only 3,500, and while his season-long numbers are poor to quite poor, he's better than this. We've seen this guy be a good hitter at this level for a couple of seasons now. Urena, who is really struggling as of recently, gives up a lot of issues with lefties. And Rosario is showing signs of coming into form with back-to-back multi-hit games. I think he has a big one tonight. I feel really, really good about him, probably better than I should.
Yeah, a ton to like about Rosario, too. Urena, like you mentioned, really struggles, especially against lefties. Perfect spot for Rosario, who seems to be seeing the ball better right now. I like him a lot in all formats, and in cash games, you just lock him in.
Next up, cover board for the day, Adalberto Mondesi, who is back. Guess who's back? Back again. Mondesi's back. Tell your friends. If they don't know, they should know after tonight. He's only 2,400. He's only 2,400. He's only 2,400. So seems counterintuitive to some to play hitters against your pitcher on a bigger slate like this. The difference is Glasnow is not a guy who doesn't give up runs. He just strikes 1,000 guys out every single start, which is where he gets to score from. So you can put up a couple runs on him. Also, Mondesi's only 2,400 and is an elite stolen base guy, and you can run on Glasnow.
Yeah, amen to all that stuff. So at 2,400, Mondesi is just way too cheap for his upside. He's just a much better hitter than this price implies. And yet, even with Glass now, he looks like one of the top value, if not the top value hitters on the slate.
If at the end of the year, when you're talking strictly DK points per game, if Mondesi plays like Mondesi, he could be a top 10 points per game scorer at the end of the season, and he's 2,400. So minus Jacob deGrom, I'm not really scared to use him against anybody at this price point.
Agreed.
Next up, it wouldn't be a day if the five pack didn't talk about our favorite player, Tommy Pham. The Padres appear to be in a pretty good spot tonight against Eric Lauer of my Milwaukee Brewers. Hope I'm wrong. Hope the Brewers play well, but ultimately the Padres stack as a whole is in a pretty good spot right here. And it starts with Tommy Pham because of his price tag. There's better players, but they are much more expensive. Pham's always been good against lefties. He's always had a little bit of power. He runs. You saw last night the Padres be ultra aggressive on the base pass. Look for them to do that again potentially tonight. Maybe not as much because Eric Lauer is significantly better at burns and holding runners, but they could also get more guys on base tonight, so the stolen bases can come. Pham should have a good spot in the batting order, and he's another outfielder who's going to be very popular tonight.
Should be right at the top of that lineup. Like you mentioned, big-time stolen base upside with some power. Just, again, I wouldn't take too much of that 189 average. We know who Pham is, and against a weaker lefty like this, he's in a great spot.
Last up, Jesse Winker. So Pham and Rosario are struggling this year. Who's not struggling? Jesse Winker, who had about 8 miles of home runs over the weekend. I was kind of scoffing listening to the Brewers play the Reds this weekend. And one of the announcers talked about Castellanos and Winker as one of the top 1-2 combos in baseball that they're as good as anybody. And I'm like, no. Like Trey Turner and Juan Soto, Freeman and Acuna, I'll take any of these. Hell, I'll take Ohtani and Trout. All that being said, as of this year, Winker and Castellanos has been as good as anybody. And specifically, Jesse Winker is just having a monster year right now.
Yeah, he is in a great spot. In a great spot against Joe Ross, who he's had some nice success against. Another guy who's susceptible to lefty power. I like the Reds overall here. Winker being their top piece, and I can't imagine that many people want to spend $5,800 on him.
That's a big thing, and I know you're always a big proponent of in baseball spending up on a guy other people won't, because when he double dongs, he's only at 5% ownership instead of 50.
Yep.
So that is Jesse Winker tonight. He's having a great year. He's a good baseball player too. So maybe people didn't expect him to be this good this year, but he's not a guy who's like, this isn't a flash in the pan. He could be a very good hitter, like moving forward for the rest of his career.
For sure.
So, all right, guys, good luck tonight. Go win money at both of your sports.
Thanks, guys.